Right, here we are, starting season 6. Alright, season 6 is ready to go. This is the Pacers looking for a three-peat. Pretty awesome if you ask me. This is the 88-89 season. Alright. So we've got a couple wins over the Lakers and Blazers the past 2 years, 2 different MVPs. I spent entirely too long trying to look for a trade to allow either Rodman and or Reggie Miller to play. So let me show you what I ended up doing. I traded Marquise Johnson. So the guy who helped me win these championships, I traded for him in year 1. I'm sending him off to New York for AC Green and a future first. Did that for a couple of reasons. One is so that now Rodman can start at small forward, and he's not a scorer, nor is AC Green. I have enough scorers on my team. I'll show you my rotation here. So between Kellogg, Ewing, Harper, Miller, Harkins, they all score. So Rodman, who doesn't need to shoot that much, and AC Green, who also doesn't need to shoot that much, I'm hoping that will help those guys excel. Rodman's also an amazing defender and rebounder, as you know, so we'll see how it works out. I did look up, he actually only started like 9 games in his 3rd season. Meanwhile, Reggie Miller started almost every game for the Pacers. I'm not taking it off the table that Derek Harper could be traded. I did the trade finder many times with Harper, with Johnson, with even Petrovic, since he's not played for me yet. There are some crazy good trades that pop up, but the AC Green one made the most sense based on what my team is looking like. But just so you know, the type of trade that popped up, I could get Mitch Richmond, who is the 2nd pick in this last draft. I could trade Harper, and I think it was Harper and Petrovic for Richmond and a future first, which is kind of crazy. Makes me think Richmond's maybe not going to be as good as I think he should be, but potential's change, so I don't know. So this is the lineup we're going with. I think other than this, wanted to show you this, and then we can just jump into simulation. Looking toward getting to the All-Star break once again. I've got like 4 or 3 picks in this draft. I have 3. One is my own, which I kind of want to trade. So if I do trade Harper, that'll probably go with it. The Jazz were the worst team in the league last year. They don't look much better this year. The Warriors are also pretty bad. So that one might not convey until the 90 draft if they're in the top 10. Speaking of the draft, I guess that's another thing I can show. I did finish the 89 draft class. Some pretty awesome people in here. So Timmy Hardaway, Glenn Rice, Sean Kemp, probably the 3 most well-known people. But you got Vlade Divac down here, BJ Armstrong. And you saw where the Pacers picks are, so I have the last pick because that's my own. And then the Jazz, I think this is based on last year's standing, so Warriors were 3rd, evidently. But if that's there, I won't get it because it's top 10 protected. So we'll see what happens, but let's go ahead and get to simulating, and we'll take it week by week as usual. And already I'm getting a trade offer for AC Green, who I literally just traded for before I started this video. So, no. First game is a win by 5. We got Ewing. I am curious to see how much more he and Kellogg score now that Marquise Johnson is gone. Because Johnson averaged, I think, 17 last season. But before that, it was around 20. So we'll see what happens. Harper might end up averaging a bit more, too. Looks like we had some trouble shooting in this game. 3 for 11 for Harper. Got to see how Rodman does in his starts. That is a solid game. 8 and 10, 2 blocks. Good shooting. I'll take that. Reggie, not so much. He fouled out in 23 minutes on 1 for 7. That's not great. He's playing 10 more minutes, I believe, than he did last year. He was at 16.3. I think I have him at 26 now. It's been so long I kind of forgot who's on what team other than what was popping up in Trade Finder, but we got Scottie Pippen here on the Suns, who's ready to go in year 2. Let's keep going. Absolutely blew out the Bulls. Everybody wants AC Green, evidently. No thanks. Blew out the Hornets, too, and the Knicks, pretty much. So, big wins. That's a 34-point win there over the Bulls, who are 0-5. The craziest thing that happened in the offseason, you may remember, Michael Jordan was not matched. His rookie contract came up, and the Miami Heat offered him, and the Bulls said, all right, have fun in Miami. So he's on the Heat. It'll be interesting to see how he does. They did end up signing Joe Dumars to sort of replace him, I guess. If that's even a sentence. This team is not going to be good. Oh, very even scoring here for the Pacers. Ewing, 9 of 21 is not great. Rodman, 8 and 9. Okay, Reggie Miller was a little better, 13. Then we beat the Knicks, who are the team I got AC Green from. Patrick Ewing, holy moly. Kellogg with good stats. Reggie goes off for 19. Rodman getting at least 8 rebounds every game. The only thing I wasn't sure with Rodman starting with Kellogg and Ewing, they're all really good rebounders. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Also, who gets my rebounds when they're not in. Alright, let's see how Marquise is doing for the Knicks. He got 11 against me, returning home. He is averaging just as much as he did last season with me. He's 32 and on the last year of his contract, so I think it was a pretty good trade. AC Green's also on the last year of his contract, but I'll be able to match any contract for him. They also have Rick Smits, who was offered in a couple of the trade offers when I was looking for people. It was AC Green and Rick Smits. But Smits doesn't really have a spot on this team. Beat the Hornets by 25. This team does not look very good. So this was the other expansion team. This is the first time I've played the Hornets. There were some interesting draft selections. They got Kevin Johnson in the expansion draft. I think was Mo Cheeks drafted? I thought maybe he was signed. But I mean, this team has maybe some future pieces to it. Got Starks down here, Charles Smith. But Patrick Ewing decided he only had 4 rebounds in that one, but he's definitely scoring so far. Rodman's gonna have some games with 2 points. That's okay. I'd rather him not go 1 for 7 though. Like, can he just go for like 1 for 2? All right, we got a 29-point win over the Bullets. Ewing has led my team almost every game, if not every game. I'm going to try to resist looking at stats for a little while until I get a couple more games done for my team. I kind of like looking at the other team, though. Barkley, hopefully he'll get up to 20 points this season. Looks like that's his trajectory. Kind of depends on who else they have. They still have Jeff Malone. Oh my gosh, 25.7 points. He's shooting 62%. We'll hope that goes down a little bit. I don't see... I thought they had somebody else, or maybe I'm thinking of Ruland. He's been pretty consistent as well. 14-point win over the Bucks. They've only won 1 game. They look pretty awful. Willie Anderson was the 10th pick. Oh my god, I think Otis Thorpe's their best player. Averaging a double-double. Good for him. Nope, now Special K gets 33, and Ewing only had 15 points because he fouled out in 21 minutes. Try to get through November here. Derek Harper. So there's Derek McKee in a first. That one I don't recall ever popping up when I was going for a trade. The thing is, if I trade Harper, I need somebody that can play point guard, because he is kind of playing my backup point guard minutes when Stockton's out. And my only other point guard I have on the team, I think, is Avery Johnson, who I drafted in this year's draft, and he's like 68 overall, so he's not ready to play. So Derek McKee doesn't solve that. Although I guess I could sign somebody, but I'm not sure how McKee would play. So no thank you. All right, starting off 10-0. Good stuff. 8-point win over the Cavs. Some of these teams just don't have any like firepower. Like Eddie Johnson, he's a good scorer, but he shouldn't be a number one option. Armin Gilliam in his second year, he was the second pick last year. There's Bobby Jones, who just won a championship with the Pacers last year after playing in 8 games. He's already played more this season for the Cavs. John Stockton going crazy with the assists. We'd like to see that. Rodman looks like he's shooting a really bad percentage so far. That's not great. Blowing out the Bucks again. They did get another win since last time. Kenny Walker in his third year. Yeah, that's not going to be a good team. It seems like Kellogg is scoring more now with Johnson gone, which is what I was hoping for. Only a 4-point win over the Blazers, so that's who we beat in the finals last year. They're only 6-5. You see who they have. Clyde is up to 25.5. Olajuwon's at 23.5. That's a 5-point gain. That's going to be like most improved player. That must mean they lost somebody who was scoring last year. Either that or they got like a new coach or something. Who did they lose? They had another point guard besides Valentine. Fat Leave. Oh no, he's right there. Okay, well, I don't know. Oh, he's averaging more too. Maybe the team's just averaging a lot more. Ewing and Kellogg. Reggie gets 21. That's a season high so far. Harper fouled out in that one. So did Kellogg. Stockton played 40 minutes thanks to that. Got 19 assists. It's hopefully a league high so far. Beat the Pistons by 7. Ewing with 19 rebounds. Rodman only had 2. That shouldn't happen. At least he went 5 for 6 from the field. Harper fouled out again, this time in 17 minutes. I guess that helped Reggie play lots more and get 22 points. Probably the first time he's ever led the team in points. The Pistons lost Isaiah. I'm trying to remember what team. Might be the Rockets. Have to look at that. Derek Smith comes to Detroit and is averaging 21 points per game. Lambier's way up. I guess that's what happens when Isaiah doesn't have the ball. That is a fake S. Perkins, because I have the real S. Perkins. All right, here's my first game against the Heat. They are 8-6. That's already better than I think most of the Bulls teams MJ played for. Bill Wennington for Avery Johnson, no thanks. We have started 13-0. Beat the Celtics by 22. They're 11-4. Always a test because they still have Bird, McHale, and Parrish, as far as I know. Be kind of cool if they just keep them forever. Rodman with a good game. And they did sign John Long, who was the top of the free agent list. So I'll have to look at that to see who else got signed after I started simulating. So he's played for now 3 different teams since leaving Detroit. He's staying in the Eastern Conference, I guess. Just staying up in the Northeast now. He might be taking points away. Bird's averaging a little less. McHale's still at 19. They still have Dennis Johnson as well. His scoring's down. Parrish is up here. Everton a little less too. So let's see. Then we beat the Pistons again. Harper with 15 assists. Haven't really been paying attention to Danny Shays down here playing his 10 minutes a game, but hopefully he's solid. Ewing with a great game. Reggie with another good one. Derek Smith continues to ball out. All right, let's see how we did against Michael Jordan's Heat. So here's the expansion Miami Heat. He's only averaging 19 points, and he's only playing 31 and a half minutes. What are they doing? They do also have Alvin Robertson, so that's probably well, he's only playing 24. Huh. Horace Grant they got in the expansion draft. For some reason, so the Bulls not only left Horace Grant available for the expansion, then they didn't match Michael Jordan. The Bulls like to lose. They're really, really dumb on this game. Who the heck is they just don't score, I guess? It looks like Jordan should be averaging at least 30. This team has to be scoring the least amount of points in the league. Ewing and Reggie Miller, look at him go. Couple threes, 28, that's got to be a career high. Let's go ahead. First stat we'll look at, Reggie. Oh, in 10 more minutes, averaging 9 more points, shooting 52%, 53 from three-pointers. He's 8 for 15 so far. Let's see if that was a career high. Well, shoot, I'm going to always forget about this. Whatever happened, he came over with like different highs because of the way I downloaded him, I think. Not sure what happened, but I'm going to guess it's a career high. Rodman, good one. AC Green, not so much. All right, let's finish off the month. We got 4 Eastern Conference opponents. Can we start out 17-0? Yes, we can. 17-0. 19-point win over the Hawks. Arvydas Sabonis played 42 minutes. He's doing stuff. I don't see... They had Kevin Willis. I think he signed with somebody else. Yes, I think he went to the Lakers the year after Dominique Wilkins went to the Lakers. So it'll be interesting to see if the Lakers are also undefeated, because they started out like 13-0 last season or something like that. Ewing fouled out again, only with 12 points. Reggie Miller is at the top of this list quite a bit. It's kind of fun. Beating the Bulls by 14. They are 1-18. They are tanking for whoever the first pick will be. I'm guessing it won't be Purvis Ellison like it was in real life. Probably like a Glenn Rice or Tim Hardaway, I would imagine. Let's look at the other new guy here, or the only new guy really. He's only shooting 40% after shooting 47 last season. You would think he'd be doing better because he's against mostly bench players. I do have him playing only small forward. He'd probably be better at power forward. But you'd think he could maybe overpower the small forwards and shoot a better percentage. We'll see. We'll see how it changes. Dumars up to 25 in that game. Mark Jackson still shooting terrible. He shot really bad last season. Blew out the Celtics this time. They're still a good team, 12-5. I don't see... Oh, he's down here. McHale had 4 points. Bird's still averaging 22. We had lots of guys scoring in this one. Let's take a look at how Danny Shays is doing. 45% in his 10 minutes per game. Not going to ask more from him. 22-point win over the terrible Bucks. Let's look at the rest of my bench players here. Big Smooth Sam Perkins, efficient in his 17 minutes. He's somewhat happy with it. Hopefully everybody will be happy since I'm winning, 17-0 is pretty good. Got 17 assists from Stockton. Who's the other bench player I didn't look at? I already looked at Reggie, so I guess that's everybody. Green, Shays, Perkins, and Reggie. Oh, and the Bucks, we got Walker with 22. Is that Jim? John Paxson. After a 3-year or 2-year hiatus, back in the league. All right, now that we've gone through a month, let's go see what's happened around the league ever since my trade here. So the Sonics signed McDaniel. That's kind of fun since he really played for them. Pistons signed Donaldson. Pretty sure he played for them. John Long to the Celtics. Livingston Elo to the Spurs. The Jazz have already fired their coach and I guess promoted their assistant. The Bulls did the same. So the Jazz must be really bad again. And I have their pick. Injury-wise, Tom Chambers, who hasn't played a game this season. So this is lingering from last season, I guess. I guess that would have to be, unless he tore his ACL in the offseason. But he won a title with the Pacers 2 seasons ago. Got Gilliam hurt. Thankfully, I've not had an injury yet. Now that I'll probably jinx it. We got the Lakers dominating the West with Magic and Dominique. Joe Barry Carroll gets one. Nothing for the Pacers, though. I thought Patrick Ewing would be here. He did get a Player of the Month. It's interesting how you get Player of the Month without getting a Player of the Week. I guess consistency is key. Rookies, we got Danny Manning in the West, Charles Smith and Mitch Richmond in the East. Let's look here. So the Bulls, what did it say? 1 and something. So that means the Jazz must have 1 or 0 wins. I'll look at the standings here in a minute, but oh, the Pacers might have a shot at winning the lottery again. The other pick, the Warriors, I guess, are good. So if they're not in the top 10, I will get that pick. Which Clifford Robinson, that's a good selection for that. Low. I probably don't want to keep my 25th pick. So the 3 have Tim Hardaway, and Sean Elliott at the top. Let's look at standings. So in the East, undefeated. The Sixers have only lost 3 games. I'm trying to think of who they got. I don't remember. I guess I can look right here. They're starting Jeff Turner. So they signed Larry Nance after he won a championship with the Pacers. They've had Jim Paxson, and they've had Gus Williams. So no real big changes. Signing Livingston, just a solid team. It doesn't look like a 15-3 team, but sometimes it takes balance, I guess. I mean, that's, I guess, what we're seeing with the Pacers as well. You got the Bulls at 1-18. I'm really curious to see if the Jazz have won a game. The Lakers are 17-3. As a reminder, here's their team. They're starting Dominique at shooting guard, it looks like. They also have Thurl Bailey on the bench. I guess, yeah, they don't really have a shooting guard. They've got Presley. They could play Brian Shaw if they wanted, but they want to play 83 overall Rodney McRae, who was also a free agent signing. I don't know how they have money for all these people. The Heat, it's so weird to see them in the West, but again, that was a real thing in that season. I didn't make that up. The Jazz have won a game. Kenny the Jet Smith, Daryl Griffith's on his way down, Dale Ellis, who I traded them, This is not a good team, and there's a reason they're 1-18. All right. Quick look at the rest of my team here, starters. So Ewing, his scoring is actually down, but pretty steady. He's getting another rebound, which I did not expect. I expected his rebounds to go down now that he's playing more with Rodman instead of Marquise Johnson. Kellogg scoring more. I did expect that. Reggie we already looked at. Harper scoring the same, but more assists. I was hoping his assists might go down now that he can score a bit more, but that's not happening. And John Stockton is averaging 14 assists per game. Oh boy. I am playing him more. He's not doing great from threes, but hasn't shot a lot of them. And then Rodman, okay, 45% I'll take. I was hoping his rebounds would be a little higher, but again, that's probably the effect of playing next to Kellogg and Ewing. And yeah, the fact that both the rebounds went up is kind of weird, but oh well. Alright, at this point I'm kind of like hoping for an injury so I can see, because Petrovic hasn't played, but like when people foul out, I'd like him to play a couple games. Nobody else really needs to get in, but is everybody still okay with life? Drazen, not so much. Kellogg, for some reason. We're 17-0, Clark. Can you be happy? You have a 3-year deal left. What's going on here? Everybody else, all right. Okay, well, let's get into December. Can we get it to 20-0? We've got some scouting to do. Let's go ahead and get that done. We'll just go down the list here because I get to scout quite a few people. We did get to 20-0, and there's our first injury. So Special K is hurt. Probably makes sense for AC Green to come in. Could make sense for Perkins as a shooter. And then Drazen could play small forward. I guess I could do that either way. Does Green start or Perkins start? I think shooting-wise, probably let's go with Perkins. Drazen's going to get into the ball game. Probably need Will Perdue up there. All right, let's start from the original rotation here. Get Big Smooth in. Petrovic's not going to play power forward, but that will be Green. We can probably... that's fine. We'll just switch them all now, and then we'll see if we want to adjust any minutes. I don't know that Perkins needs to play 33. I also don't want Drazen playing any center, I'm pretty sure. Let's give Danny Shays those. Let's just do that. That's fine. Alright, do I want Green or Perkins ending the game? I know I want them a little more evened out. 17 for Drazen seems like a lot, but he's kind of in everywhere Green is. Rodman could maybe take another one somewhere here. There's nowhere Reggie can take them, so let's try that. Green only gained 1 minute, didn't he? How did that happen? Can I do that somewhere else? He could take that from Rodman, and Rodman can take that one. Do a little trade there. And let's do one more for Rodman here, maybe. All right, save that one. I think I have a no Clark lineup. Yeah. All right, so Shea's gained 2 minutes. Drazen gets in the rotation. We got Green added 2 minutes. Perkins is up to 30 from the 17 he was playing, 18 maybe, and Rodman gained 2. We'll see how that goes. This might be where the Pacers stop their 20-game win streak to kick off the season. We do have 7 home games coming up, so that's helpful. But we beat the Bulls by 24, who still have 1 victory. Joe Barry Carroll, averaging 16 points. I thought that would go up too after Jordan left. They don't seem to have anybody scoring. Reggie leads the team. Very nice. Danny Shays goes 0 for 5. The Nets only beat by 8. They're 13-9, so they've been terrible the last couple seasons. That's how they got Mitch Richmond with the 2nd pick last season and David Robinson with the 1st pick before that. Rodman with 13 boards, fouled out in that one. And then 33-point win, or 37-point win over the Hornets, who are 10-10 as an expansion team. That's pretty solid. They got Woolridge averaging 18 points. That's John Williams. Birdsong. They've got a couple veterans in Birdsong and Woolridge that should help, and Cheeks. Bring some experience to this team with young guys like Kevin Johnson and Charles Smith. All right, Derek Harper leads the team in that one. Stockton with a great game. Rodman with 5 assists. So this is where Kellogg got hurt in 4 minutes. He had 4 points in 4 minutes. So Reggie played a lot. Rodman played a lot. Perkins played a lot. Green played a lot. Everybody played extra minutes here. Also because Ewing fouled out. That's not helpful. All right, here's a test. Here we go without Special K. He is back, and we won both of those games. We are going to, I think, slowly bring him back in. He is going to start, but he's not going to play as many minutes. I had him at 33. Let's take him down to like 30. Let's let Perkins play there. And he doesn't need to play here. Perkins is already in. So, or we just take him out a minute early. Let's do that. And what the heck? Let's let Shays play those two. Alright, so now I gotta remember to do that. Alright, I'm gonna cheat a little bit and look at Drazen in his, 2 games he played? Let's go see. His first real action, first time in the rotation, a total 6 for 15 isn't great, but got 13 points in 13 minutes in one game, did not make a 3. That's too bad, because I'm pretty sure he's 99 at them. He sure is. He's 99 at 3s and is 0 for 2. Oh well. Alright, so we're going to have to remember to put Kellogg's minutes back up. Hopefully Perkins earned those ones I just gave him. And our first loss of the season comes in the 23rd game to the expansion team Charlotte Hornets by 22 points. Oh boy. We knew it had to happen at some point, but really? The Hornets? How good were the Nuggets? The Nuggets are 11-15. We've only beat them by 7. They came back in the 4th, beat me by 10. So this was one of the games that Perkins started, did decent. Rodman with 14 and 11. We got Big Game James on the Nuggets for his second season, averaging a double-double again. They have Doc Rivers at point. Beat the Cavs by 7. They're not very good. So with Perkins in the starting lineup, we eked out some victories. But they were victories. And then Kellogg comes back and we lose to the Hornets, who are 500. Ewing didn't get rebounds, but otherwise decent game. Harper fouled out and only had 10 points. Reggie wasn't great. John Stockton also fouled out with 5 points and 5 rebounds. And Kellogg is down here at 2 for 13. Maybe he wasn't ready, guys. Maybe he wasn't ready to play. T.R. Dunn came in and played 3 minutes randomly. I guess because of the fouling out. But usually it's 1-1-1 that happens. What did they do to me? John Williams, so nobody really had a breakout game. Wow. Then we come back and annihilate the Knicks by 23. Ewing came back 7 assists. Is that a career high? It sure is. Oops. Let's look. Magic Johnson has 22 assists so far in the season. Bill Laimbeer got 28 rebounds in a game. Dennis Hobson made 18 free throws. Sunvold made 6 threes. Bernard King scored 51 points. Sleepy Floyd got 7 steals. Kenny Walker 8 blocks. Patrick Ewing's still good, by the way. I didn't look at everybody else. Kellogg, okay, he is still good. He just had a real bad game there. Rodman, I don't like him shooting 11 times, but if he makes almost 50% of them, that's okay. So there's Marquise, back home again in Indiana, gets 23, leads the team. He's averaging over 20. Yeah, you go, Marquise. It's also kind of funny that I traded him and he's sharing position with their best player, who's averaging 28 points a game. They are both starting, right? They are. So I don't know who's the shooting guard. One of them's a shooting guard. But Rick Smits, in his rookie season, 10 and 7. They got Muggsy starting at point guard, it looks like. That's cool. 5-3 and 7-4 on the court. I have no idea who their other starter is. Ed Neely, I guess, who was on my team at some point. He was on my team for 2 seasons. Forgot about that. Alright, simulate through Christmas here. And get some more scouting done. I don't have as many scouting slots this time, so I must have got a worse scout in the offseason. I lost again, this time to the Warriors, whose draft pick I own. But that also says I won 116 to 62. That's a 54-point victory. Barely beat the Sonics by 6. They're a good team. I saw they signed McDaniel. I'm trying to remember who else was on their team. Special K with 30 points. Love it. Stockton, 19 assists. Perkins, 1 for 7 isn't great. They have Alex English still for his second season there. They signed Tony. They've had John Drew. They've got some good scorers. Reggie Theus making the rounds across teams. They've got Harvey Grant with the 18th pick. And they still have Sigma, who's now 33. Alright, lost to the now 17 and 12 Warriors. Reggie leads the team. Kellogg fouled out. Rodman was 1 for 7. Green 1 for 6. Shades 1 for 5. Harper 6 for 18. Just not good shooting. If somebody would have had a good game, that could have made a difference. Well, Adrian Dantley had a good game. He is balling for the Warriors. We got first pick Danny Manning getting 21 points and 8 rebounds. He might have averaged that much as a rookie. He was really good. He was a stud. There's a reason he was the #1 pick. Reggie Lewis, like, isn't playing now. Like, some games isn't actually playing. So he goes from starting as a rookie and averaging 18 points to now 11 and a half because they signed Paul Pressey? I guess so. Okay then. Well, there's loss #2, and here's just an annihilation of now the 1 in 25 Bulls. Our records are almost exact opposites. Ewing with 28 and 12. Stockton with a 16-16. Very nice game. Perkins has been struggling to shoot. He's only at 42% now. For the Bulls, they're just not good. You would think Dumars would be scoring more now that he's on a team with no scorers. Guess not. Can he shoot more than... Hey, he's up to almost 36%. You go, Mark. And getting to the new year now on the road. It's kind of funny we play the Bulls and Jazz back-to-back because they're the two just awful, awful teams. Played the Bulls again. Oh my gosh. Slaughtered the Bulls and the Pistons and the Jazz. 28 points over the... Oh, they're 6 and 24. They went on a little winning streak. Looks like the Bulls have locked up the best chances at the #1 pick. Dale Griffith is still a 20-point scorer. Dale Ellis is now a 22-point scorer. They drafted Hersey Hawkins with the 6th pick. I'm guessing he's coming off the bench. Yes, so he's their 6th man. They still have Ricky Green. Earl Curtin is their center. Not great. That's probably... They have no, like, inside presence. Pat Cummings and Earl Curtin are not going to get it done. Two of 9 for Reggie, 2 of 10 for Perkins. Not sure what's going on with Perkins. Oh, I need to give Kellogg his minutes back. Oops. It's probably not helping him be happy. He's still doing great, though. Gotta remember to go do that. So bullets are decent. Barkley with 31. That's probably the most he's ever scored against me in these... Well, the 5 seasons he's been in. He is averaging 21 now. Cool. And 10 rebounds. Charles Barkley has arrived, finally. He's only playing 32 minutes for some reason. Steve Coulter's getting 18 points. Some of the makeups of these teams, some random guys get to play some big minutes because they just don't have anyone else. There we go. Perkins with a good game. Ewing played 39 minutes because Stockton and Rodman fouled out. .47 win over the Bulls, who are now 1 and 28. They do have Walter Davis as well, who's 34. Says he's retiring. Still playing 26 minutes. Shooting only 41% though. He's lost his touch. Joe Dumars didn't score in that one. 32 minutes. Ewing with 33 and 15. Stockton had 8 turnovers. He is getting more turnovers to go with his 14 assists. His threes have gone up a bit. That's good. Green with 14 rebounds. He played 31 minutes because Rodman fouled out in 13. And 49-point win over the Pistons, who aren't terrible, but evidently. John Sundvold is who the Pistons got to replace Isaiah Thomas, by the way. He's their starting point guard. He's been in the three-point contest. I think every time we've played a season on this, I wish you could go back and see at least the winners, because I know he won it at least once, but I'm pretty sure he's been in it every season. He's played big minutes. For some reason, he's 79 overall. I can't tell you that I really know who he is, but take advantage of your opportunities there, John. Bill Lambier fouled out. No, he didn't foul out. He must be hurt. He sprained his left knee against me. That's not helpful for them. He is averaging 15 rebounds. I know he led the league in that season. I don't know about last year where he was. 36 and 8. Rodman 0 for 7. Come on, dude. 42%. He is averaging 12 rebounds per 36. That's decent. Shea's is still only at 42%. That's worse than what it was, I'm pretty sure. Alright, let's go give Kellogg his minutes before I forget that again. So we had that one, and I think these two. He had this one over here too, but I'm going to leave that one and see how that goes. Perkins is at 44. Oh, that was the other thing. Perkins needs those center minutes, doesn't he? Yeah, that'll help take away some minutes from Danny Shays. There might be a way to take more minutes away from him. I could probably do it like here somehow, or here. Green could take a couple more. Let's do that. So Perkins there. I guess that's all we need to do. Sure. Let's save that as the new lineup. Get Perkins up to 20 minutes. Shea's down to 8. And let's see what's happening around the league. Anything else here? Nothing since the hirings and firings. No trades to report. We've got Buck Williams with a spinal injury. That's not good. He was the veteran presence for the young Nets, having a good season. We have Patrick Ewing second in the MVP race to Magic Johnson, who's won it every single season so far. Right? Pretty sure. 84, 85, 86, 87, 88. Yep. So that's probably going to continue to happen. They got Dominique averaging 32 points. Olajuwon's up to 22.5. Pretty cool to see him pass that threshold. Rookie of the Year, Mitch Richmond, who at the start of the season I could have had in a trade, but I don't need his 22 points on my team. Rod Strickland, who was the 4th pick, starting for the expansion heat next to Michael Jordan. Chris Morris is the 9th pick, getting to start for the Bullets, I mean. 6th man, we got Terry Porter. I'm not sure why he's not starting. I guess he hasn't. He did in year 2, but not 3 or 4. I forget who they signed. They signed somebody. Alvin Robertson is getting 16 points off the bench. You got Muggsy, who I thought was starting, but I guess he's playing 30 minutes off the bench, which is craziness. So expansion teams have a couple guys there. Defensive player, we got Olajuwon Robinson. Ewing, for the first time, broke Olajuwon's streak of that last season. Gonna be a tough task. We got Jack Sikma in there with Clyde. Most improved, you got Robertson. David Robinson up to 24 and 11 after getting 18 points. He's playing less. I don't understand this thing where they play less. He is fouling a lot, so that could be it. What's he playing when he's not fouling out? Like these 3 games. 35 tops? Like, okay, 35 I'll take, I guess, but he's 88. I'm sure they have nobody else. They do still have Dawkins, I guess. Maybe that's it. But Reggie Miller is in this as well. Doubled his points. You go, Reggie. Season awards. Anything special happen here? We got Ewing finally got a player of the week. The Lakers continue to dominate in the West. The Admiral and Magic. Willie Anderson gets a Rookie of the Month, and Hersey steals it from Danny Manning in the West. All-Star voting so far. Magic Johnson's like doubling the field. Michael Jordan is in the West again. The Heat are in the West. Every time I see this, I get confused. So I was right. Isaiah is on the Rockets, and he's scoring a lot more on the Rockets. Byron Scott for the Clippers. So Jordan, who I think has been starting in the East the last couple seasons when he's averaged almost 30 points, he is up to 23 points almost, so that's good, because it was like 18.9 or something when we looked before. He's shooting 62%, holy moly. And the front court, Big Game James is leading Olajuwon barely for the lead, along with Dominique. I'm surprised Dominique isn't first. Chris Mullin still having crazy season. See, he's playing 37 minutes, so why? Although the Spurs, I think, have like 4 or 5 real people, so they're going to play people a lot. All right, let's switch to the East. John Stockton is first. I'm trying to remember if Stockton started last year or not. He might have. Derek Harper looks like he's going to make it again. He made it last year, I think. And no, he didn't. Okay. I thought he did. Richmond's in there as a rookie. And in the front court, Ewing's with Bird and King. So Ewing, this will probably be the first time he's passed Moses, I'd imagine. Maybe not. Maybe he did last year. Robinson. Marquise for the Knicks. Might make the All-Star team. And Special K's down there barely in it. I don't think I have anybody that can be re-signed. Nope. Nope. Oh, yeah. I still don't know how the restricted free agency works, I guess. So I even looked up online to see what happened with John Stockton. Because I gave him an offer, it accepted, and then it gave him the qualifying offer instead of what I actually gave him. So hopefully I can still re-sign him, otherwise it's going to be pretty stupid. If anybody knows what happens with that, please explain. Mock drafts, let's see. Ooh, Jazz fell down to 4th now. I think as long as I'm like top 6, 7, I'm going to get a really good player. I just got to figure out who they're replacing in my team, depending on who it is. The Warriors 17th. That's a little better than what it was before, I think. So Elliott, Hardaway are still the guesses at first. And quick look at the standings. Sixers and Celtics still great. Not quite up with the Pacers. Bulls are just laughable. They're averaging 92 points per game. I'm averaging almost 113. In the West, the Lakers 27-4, so they're right behind me record-wise. Both of my losses have come on home court, so I haven't lost on the road yet. The Jazz are not even the worst team in the West right now. It's the Spurs. All right, we've got 4 weeks till the All-Star break. Let's get there. We need to scout some more peeps here. There we go. Brian Shaw in a first for Drazen in a second. No thanks. 4 more wins for the Pacers. That one by 29 over the Cavs. Mike Woodson's getting points. Stockton with 18 assists. So 0 for 5 from downtown in this one. Kellogg struggled. Only 5-point win over the Pistons. I beat them by like 40-something last time, I thought. Ewing had a game. Rodman, second leading scorer. That's probably the first time that's happened. So shot the second most attempts on my team. I don't like that much. Reggie was 1 for 6. Sunvold with 22 and 9. Wow. Rapuka's still scoring for the Pistons. His average has gone up since Isaiah left. And now with Lambeer hurt, oof. I don't know what's going to happen with them. 27-point win over the Nets. Let's see. Robinson 23 and 11. Richmond 21. So those young studs, that's gonna be tough to beat. They also have Michael Williams, who will get better, I'm sure, as their point guard. They got Dawkins. He's got to be the reason Robinson's not playing as much, because he's still quite good. I don't know who they're starting. Are they starting Kerry Scurry? They sure are. Wow, okay. Alright, Kellogg with 19. Ewing struggled. Rodman with a great game. This doesn't look like a great game across the board, but we won by 27. And here's a 25-point win over the Bucks. How's Otis doing? 17 and 11. He likes being the key guy there in Milwaukee. All right. Let's see these three. Drazen in a second. Oh, that's a 44-point win over the Spurs. John Paxson for Danny Shays. If I trade Shays, this would really just move the rotation. So Perkins would play Shays center minutes. Green would play Perkins power forward minutes. Reggie would have to play small forward, I think, for that to work, and I don't want that. So no thanks. A first-round pick and a fake guy for Danny Shays. Well, we do like trading people that don't play for first-round picks at the trade deadline. But Shays is playing, and the guy behind him is Will Perdue, and he probably isn't ready to play yet. So thanks, but no thanks. Barely beat the Suns and the Hawks. That was really close. So we won by 44 and then 1 and 3. 4 guys with 20 points. That's the first time that's happened this season. Reggie Miller's one of them, getting 2 threes. Rodman 2 for 10. He's still hovering around 42, 43%. He's a little happier, it looks like, I think. Shays is up to 45, so making him play less has helped his percentage go up. Whatever. Brad Daugherty was another guy that came up in trade offers when I had Harper or Johnson in the trade finder. I mean, not that I would get Brad Daugherty because I have Patrick Ewing, but just interesting. Chris Mullin went crazy on me. They got rookie Anthony Mason. Looks like he might be starting. The Suns almost upset the Pacers. They got second-year Reggie Williams, who is not starting because they have Scottie Pippen, who's up to 17 points. Pretty cool to see. They got Oak down here as well. Oof, 36%. He's yet to break 40%. That's kind of sad. Ouch. Not good for your power forward. Stockton with 20 points. Does Perkins shoot threes? He's only 19% at them. He's 3 for 16. Come on, Sam. Purvis short. averaging 23 points. So that was after he replaced Wilkins, but was with Willis. And now without Willis, he's averaging 3 more points. Hobson's playing a lot more in year 2. So Darwin Cook is starting instead of Terry Porter, I guess. They also drafted Tim Perry. $22 for Kellogg, who played 37 minutes. Oh, this was in overtime. Okay. Okay, then. Ewing, 19 and 19. Stockton played 43 minutes. AC, okay, up to 48%. Very good. His percentage has gotten better every year. Does he have any chance? He says free agency is best for him, but we'll see if he comes back to me. All right, we got to get to the trade deadline and then see what magic we can work. Oh my gosh, we lost to the Sixers, who were third in the East, or maybe even second. The first quarter struggled and then never came back. Nobody fouled out. We shot over 50%. We only shot 70 times. 21 turnovers is not good. Ewing, only 16 points. Moses took him to school, looks like. Got Ron Harper averaging 18 points a game. All right. Were there any trades to report? There have not been any trades. What's going on? Let's just go ahead and see, since he's the guy we're not sure. And Reggie Miller has proven that he can play the big minutes. These look like very similar trades to what happened before the season. That definitely did not happen. Kevin Willis, I really like playing Clark Kellogg. I want him to have the career he should have had. Doc in a first. They're the same age. Would not have thought of that. Brad Doherty in a pick swap. Don't need him on my team. Derek McKee in a first. Bowie and Cheek. So that was not great. But I still have this pick that I don't really want. See if that sweetens anything. Griffith. Willis in a first. Rivers in a first. Trapuka. Sleepy Floyd. Nope. Alright. So the other thing that I've done, as you may recall, is trade the guys that don't play. Some of them I might not be able to, like Catledge. Catledge was the guy I signed. When did I sign him? I guess at the start of the season? No, that was Perkins. Traded for 7 days till January 29th. Okay, well, I don't know why I can't trade Catledge, but we could trade like T.R. Dunn. We could trade Drazen. He's going to be the highest potential that I can trade. Although it says he's only 2.5 stars. Maybe not. There's a first and Coulter. Norm Nixon. Okay, these are not as good as what I was getting before the season started. So I'm wondering if his potential has gone down because he hasn't been playing. Ouch. Okay, well, Roy Hinson is 77 and hasn't played. Maybe he can get me something. Preferably better than Stepanovic. Hoping for a first-round pick. Well, the Lakers, that might as well be a second-round pick. The Nets, that's not bad. They do have Robinson and Richmond, but they were about a 500 team, I think. The Rockets, I don't really want a fake guy. Blazers, fake guy, fake guy. Alright, so what if I attach my first, to Henson? There we go. Because any first, if I'm confident in myself, with my team, any first I can get for this first is going to be better. Bullets. Ooh, the Bulls have one win. I mean, this is 2 seasons from now. But if I bank on them continuing to be terrible, which they've been pretty much the whole time, even when they did have Jordan, that's interesting. The Celtics are always good. Clippers, I think, are decent. That's a swap anyway. The Mavericks, I haven't been paying attention to them. There's the Nets again. The Heat, that's a swap. So I could look to see how bad the Mavericks are, because Greg Anderson's not bad, although it says 38%, but he'd kind of replace Henson in a way. Also, if I got Anderson, he could actually play center instead of Shays, which would make Shays expendable. But let's go see how bad the Mavericks are. They're 20-19. And, oh my gosh, they have a good team. All their starters are 80 or better, and this is a young Mark Price. So that's probably not a pick I want. That Bulls pick is looking pretty attractive, though. Let's go back. So instead of... We know we can get that with Henson. I don't think this would be better with Dunn. Probably similar trades. Nuggets. Chuck Nevitt, who was on my team for a couple seasons. I really don't want to take back a fake guy. I wouldn't mind taking back no people, but nobody's really offering that. Alright, and then Shays. So if I get Anderson, Shays would be expendable. But I probably need to try Shays on his own. There's the Bulls unprotected 92. It was a protected 91, I think, when I had Henson on there. I like that's 2 firsts. But it is the Mavericks, who we just saw are good. Or will be, anyway. Sonics. A Hornets pick would be decent. Although they beat me. So let's try, see what I can get just for Shays. Some of these were trades that actually popped up. Kevin Duckworth, who's 24. That's not bad to get a first. That would probably be low. But by 91, you got Bird and McHale and Parrish maybe on their way down. Those Bird's like final season before, like 91, 92, I think was his last season in real life. Not that he'll retire then in this, probably, but Lakers, there's the Mavericks and Winston Bennett. Wouldn't be a bad bench filler. Charles Oakley. What in the world? I mean, he's been struggling with his shot. I would have to re-sign him. He's not quite tall enough to be my backup center. 6'9". Dean Garrett, Michael Thompson. Alright, so it was Henson in this pick that got me the Bulls, which was top 3 protected and Tim McCormick, which is fine. I mean, he'll be at the end of my bench. Top 3. So there's a chance that conveys, because they might not be the worst 3 teams. This is going to be almost for sure one of the last 2 picks. Last 3 picks, maybe, I guess, if I don't make the finals. And Roy Henson's not playing and has a 1-year deal, right? Yes. So it makes sense. Last thing to check before I do that is, what about just the pick? What does that get me? Anything new pop up? A couple good teams are willing to trade firsts. Nuggets are good, I think, as well. Alright, we're doing it. Henson. Go around the other way just to make sure there was nothing better, right? That's a swap. The Mavericks, like Greg Anderson, I would want more than Tim McCormick, but the Mavericks are decent, and I think that pick will be worse than what I get from the Bulls. Unless the Bulls go crazy in free agency in the meantime, I think this is the way to do it. I can possibly not take a McCormick back. Let's see if they'll do that. Let's just try something crazy here. We're not interested. What about a couple seconds? They'll take my first and give me McCormick. No thanks. What about just that second? That looks like it might be a trade, so hold on. TR done for McCormick. The reason I don't want McCormick back is because then I could sign somebody to my team, and there are better free agents left than McCormick. So let's try that. Oh, second swap best. And I don't want McCormick, guys. What about that second? Oh, that's not even yours. This one. Okay, then. So, we traded Henson for Henson and my first, which might as well be a second, for their protected 91 first and this 90 second, which I didn't have a second, so cool. And that, if they're really bad again, might be close to a first. Alright, now, who's on free agent list? Because I could look to sign somebody. So if I trade Shays, I could get like a Herb Williams instead. That sounds pretty good. That sounds really good, actually. Bring Herb back after 2 seasons away to be Ewing's backup like he was in real life in New York. Maybe not this early on, but he didn't play last season. He might be able to mentor him. Maybe not. They might be too close in age. There's also Michael Cage here. Wow. Who could be a good center who doesn't have to score, kind of like what I was looking for earlier when I got AC Green. There's nobody else playing that I would want to trade, right? Perkins I kind of want to keep. If I trade Dunn, I could sign somebody like a Hornacek. That sounds nice. Or even a Nate McMillan. So many options. Alright, did I try Dunn on his own? Not getting me much. Ooh, 2 fake guys. That's what I want. No thanks. Alright, what about Dunn and Shays? Because there are several people on the free agent list I might want more than these guys. I have to remember, I gave him a team option. My strategy was I need players to make available for the next expansion draft when the Magic and Timberwolves join the league. So maybe I shouldn't trade Dunn unless I have somebody else ready to take the fall and leave the team. Hey, look, Roy Hinson coming back. I don't think so. Norm Nixon's pretty good. There's a first again, and Greg Anderson. See, that's tough to pass up because while that pick might be decent, I can get people just as good. But I think I could get that without TR Dunn on it. There's the Nets 90, but that's not going to be very good probably because of Robinson and Richmond. It's hard to remember who all's on these teams. That's Isaiah Thomas now, so they're probably decent. All right, so who do I have? So for expansion draft, it could be Avery Johnson, Dunn, Will Purdue. If he stays on the team, I could leave him open as well. But he could also be somebody I trade. But Danny Shays seems to be the most tradable asset right now. I guess I could try Purdue. That's not, oh, these are even worse than, that's worse than TR Dunn. All right, so Shades, there were a couple teams giving me first for him, I do believe. Right? Mavericks, I thought, were one. 93 and Bennett. I wonder if I can shift that to 92. Trying to stockpile 92s for a run at Shaquille. Maybe Ewing would be done with the Pacers by then, not sure. There's a couple first. The Warriors 92 and Dean Garrett. So that Warriors pick, might trade that once I get to the draft. The Sixers are going to be like good, unfortunately. How many do I have 92s? I have 5 now after making that trade with the Knicks. And if the Bulls are bad, it could be that one too. What about this first? I guess I haven't tried that. Because that's not going to be worth much, I hope. I don't want Roy Hinson back. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. I can't trade for somebody I just traded away. Clippers pick, Lakers pick. There's the Mavericks again, and Greg Anderson. So, like, that seems like a decent trade. Greg Anderson's on a rookie deal. I would maybe rather not take a player back. I don't know. I probably have to. But I don't think I had to trade a pick. There's Harvey Grant in the first. The Heat, but they're like decent because they have freaking Michael Jordan. Hornets might be another question. All right, so the best deal here was the Mavericks. But it's a 93. Can it be a 92? And maybe I don't take Winston Bennett back? Oops. It looks like it can be. I can't take anything else of theirs. I can trade T.R. Dunn in a second for Greg Anderson. That actually looks pretty nice. If I trade T.R. Dunn, then if I get Greg Anderson, he could be the guy I cut or make available for the expansion draft. That gives me options. It could be Anderson, because he's making quite a bit of money. I guess not really. It's the 23rd pick. Why wouldn't I do this? 2 firsts for a guy I can replace easily in the free agent list. A guy that's not playing that could also be replaced easily in the free agent list. A second round pick at 92 that will probably be pretty terrible. I mean, yeah, because it's the Celtics. Although they might be a different team by then, I don't know. But 2 firsts for a team that, yes, they have Mark Price and Tisdale kind of up and coming, but Aguirre and Blackman might be bad by then. Not bad, but not as good. Who was their draft pick this year? Did they even have one? Dudley? He wasn't drafted. Bennett was the 6th pick, but that might not have been their pick. I think we do this. T.R. Dunn was mentoring Avery Johnson, I think. Alright, so we picked up yet another first in the 92 draft. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 92s. We have our first one in the 93 draft other than our own. And we freed up another roster spot for people I can sign. Which needs to be, looks like a guard that can play point guard to replace T.R. Dunn. We need a small forward that can replace Henson. I've got way too many power forwards now. I can't trade Catledge, though. Perkins is kind of a center. Let's go to the rotation, see what it looks like. So technically, Petrovic could come in and play backup small forward minutes now. So let's go see who we're signing. Did I ruin my chemistry is 88% now. Somebody that can play point guard. Nate McMillan would be pretty cool. He can't shoot, but he's a great defender, kind of like what T.R. Dunn is. He's definitely playable, should he have to come in and give it a go. I feel bad that Hornacek and Curry don't get to play basketball. Vernon Maxwell was the first pick in the second round and hasn't played either. There's really no advantage to signing these guys because I can't do them long term. I only have the 1-year minimum option. And it doesn't give me like bird rights or anything. So it's really just if they play, can they do well? I'm thinking Herb makes the most sense. He can still do things, I hope. 76 at defense, not a great rebounder. Cage, 86 at defense and is a better rebounder, but isn't the offensive player, which is kind of nice. That would maybe I do play Drazen. Rick Mahorn's also like almost perfect system match because I think my team is in defense. Oh, it's even offensively consistent. 82 at defense, really good defensive rebounder. I almost signed him last year, I believe. Let's do Mahorn. We traded away some of the experience in my team, so let's get Mahorn. Boom. And I'm thinking Jeff Hornacek or Nate McMillan. I've got Avery Johnson as my point guard. Hornacek would kind of get in the way potentially of Drazen, so I'm going to go with Nate. All right. Actually, first of all, what random numbers did they make them? 8. Oh, he can't be 10 because of Rodman. Let's go. Let's go with 1. Nate, you can be number 1. Something happened with Drazen. Was he 8 before? No, he was 3. What the heck happened? Right? I'm not making that up, right? Drazen. Why is his number different? Oh, he's 44. Oh, Mahorn. Well, Mahorn can be something different. Was he ever another number? I think he was 4 at some point. Yeah, do I have a 4? I do not. You go be number 4. Also, you're going to be a center. Congratulations. All right. Anybody else? Anderson, I think that's his number. Greg Anderson has been 33 and 34. Well, Clark's 33, so there we go. So Anderson, McMillan, and Mahorn are new to the team. And we got rid of Dunn, Shays, and who was the other guy? Henson. So Dunn was 76, McMillan 75, Henson was 77, Anderson 73, and Shays was 77 or 78, Mahorn 78. So pretty much got all the same overalls back for people that weren't really playing, and got some draft picks. So go Pacers. Now we got to do this. So Avery, sorry about you. Will, sorry about you. Greg, Catledge. So the decision has to be between Mahorn playing the minutes Shays was, or Drazen finally getting a chance for his poor potential. It's a B. That might have been what it was already. I'm pretty sure at some point I looked and it was A+, but the game just plays tricks, I think. So that has Mahorn in. I think at least here for these couple games before the All-Star break, we're going to give it to Drazen. So how can we do that? Perkins has to play center anywhere it says Mahorn is. And then we'll adjust from there. because green's got to play some power forward. And I don't really want it there, though. There's one random one here. What if we do Kellogg, green, Drazen? So that's 8. That's what it was at. Perkins, this stretch is kind of hurting me a little bit. We could do maybe one back here, there. What's that, 9 minutes? I guess he could probably do that. And there's a quarter break in there. All right, so Drazen gets in the rotation. Good for him. He's going to be scoring a bit more, that's for sure, I would imagine, than what Danny Shays was doing. So there we go. We'll see how things go here in the 4 games before the All-Star break. Anything else I'm forgetting? I'll take a look at like mentors and stuff, I think, after I get through this. Got more trade offers, so Danny Young and Greg Anderson, no thanks. I guess I don't have to keep Greg Anderson, do I? So these are the guys that would be eligible for the expansion draft for me to make them available, I mean. So it would be between Anderson and Purdue. I guess if I had the choice right now, I'd probably free up Anderson, so I will. I'll just keep him. He's kind of redundant on my team because I've got Catledge. All these trade exceptions I have. And I've never looked at this. Let's look at this. Jersey sales. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. What do you know? Pacers got a couple guys up here. Well, no, I only see one. Patrick Ewing. Stockton's 22nd. And Special K's 25th. All right. Got 3 guys in the top 25. Michael Jordan's 8th. I think by this point he'd probably be in the top 3. All right. I guess that's it. Couple wins. All right, chemistry's back to 100%, just like that. Beat the Bullets by 30. Barkley only had 10 in this one. He fouled out. Drazen down here with his 8 minutes. Got 3 points. Still wasn't a 3, though. Has he made one yet? No. He's not made his first 3 of his career yet. He's 99 at them. His tendency is also 99 at them. So, please, get him on up there. Beat the Kings by 11. Led Bias in his 3rd year, 18 points per game. They don't really have much else going on, do they? They have Detlef Schrempf, I think. I don't see him, though. Derek Harper leads the team. Ewing fouled out. Rodman gets 18. Drazen didn't shoot a 3 again. Come on. And we'll play against the Mavericks, who we just traded with. Beat them by only 7. 20 and 23. Hey, Drazen makes the first 3 of his career. Got 8 points in 7 minutes. Kellogg not so good. Ewing shot a lot and only had 6 rebounds. It's kind of a weird rebounding game for everybody. And so Shays looks like, no, he's not starting, is he? He's not better than Benjamin, so he shouldn't be. It says he started 4 games. What are they doing? Whatever. Go, Danny. T.R. Dunn's also playing for them, so I gave them 2 rotational players. Good stuff. And then a 37-point win over the Sonics. So at the All-Star break, the Pacers are 40-3. So McDaniel, after his first 3 seasons with the Bullets, that was one of the more surprising things in the offseason, too. They did not accept his 4th-year team option after he did just amazing things for them. He's the guy I was forgetting about for the Bullets that they lost, and why Barkley, I thought, would be scoring more this year. Ewing with a great game. Reggie was 17. All right. Were they good? 28-15, I'd say so. Were there any other trades besides mine? No, there were not. So I gained a better first for my first and getting rid of Henson. I gained 2 firsts for a guy that was barely playing, a guy that wasn't playing, and a terrible second rounder. And then kind of refilled them with other guys. Injury report, we got Mike Sanders now with a torn Achilles. Gus Williams, that's big. He was their starting point guard, or maybe he wasn't starting. He was starting, just not playing that much at age 35. I wonder if this will force him into retirement, because he doesn't have a kneecap attached to his body. Detlef is hurt. That's why he wasn't in the list. Ewing still second in the MVP running. It's pretty much what the fight's always for, is just who's going to be second to Magic Johnson. Danny Manning still running away with Rookie of the Year. 6-man now. Scott Skiles is there. He doesn't get to start because they got Isaiah Thomas. He's still playing 31 minutes, though. Be surprised if he doesn't get 6-man. Defensive player, Ewing's 4th now. Ouch. Ralph Sampson creeping back up. Most improved, Reggie's still in it. Sam Bowie. This is one that just doesn't make sense. Why is he in the most improved? He's scoring less, getting half a rebound more, not an assist more, shooting worse, in 2 more minutes. Get out of here. I don't think that's better either. 1 point? It's just because they're on expansion teams? I don't know. So far, Bird, Barkley, Bird. We got Kiki in there. Michael Jordan gets his first player of the week on the Heat. We already saw those. Participants, here we go. John Stockton and Ewing are starters. Derek Harper makes it as a backup. Still, wasn't he averaging? Why is he an all-star? Has he been making it? He made it last in 86. 13-5. That's a stretch. Why is he making it with 9-6? I guess, I don't know. I guess because their record. Marquise did make it. So averaging 21.5 with the Knicks. Very cool. Robinson makes it. So 3 All-Stars this year. In the West, it's the Blazers and Lakers show and a former Laker. Isaiah and MJ make it with their new teams. Pretty sure that was the starting backcourt in the East last year. Probably the last 2 years. English, Dantley, Fat Lever makes it as well. So 3 Blazers. In the dunk contest, we got Scottie Pippen, the Mailman, Skywalker, and Rex Chapman. So 2 Suns. Chapman, who's the 14th pick. 3-point contest. Oh, no John Sunvold. I jinxed him. Detlef, although I guess he could replace Detlef. I don't know when I can see that. I'm not thinking somebody with a stress fracture, put him out for the season, is going to be shooting in the 3-point contest. Kiki, Dale Ellis. We got Ellis. I didn't notice Brian Shaw of the Lakers. We got Smits and Bogues. Any Pacers in here? Making sure there aren't any fake guys, too. Reggie Miller right there. Derek McKee probably won't be playing in it. A couple Bulls. Cool. Let's just go ahead and simulate through that. The so-called sophomores won by 8. So that was the team that Reggie was on, I believe. Yep. He had 10 points, made one of the 2 threes in the game. The whole game is 2 for 6. I think this would be a time when they'd be shooting him. MVP, I'm guessing, is David Robinson, even though he's only 2 for 9. 3-point contest winner is Kiki Slam Dunk. Kenny Walker wins it. And the East get annihilated by 22. Dominique gets 20. Got Magic with 12 and 13. MJ gets 14 in 18 minutes. Over here, Patrick Ewing leads the East in scoring. Stockton had 9 and 7. Derek Harper, 4 turnovers. All right. So my best All-Star break record, I think, I'm pretty sure it was like 34 and 7 one year. Can I see? There we go. So on pace here for the best record so far, also the best record in history. 73 and 9, that ties, well, I guess in this reality it is the best ever. 70 and 12 would have been too, I'm sure, but ties the real record as well. So if we can stay healthy, there's a chance of some more history making for the Indiana Pacers. What a comeback over the years. Started out with 29 wins. Drafted John Stockton with a nice pick. Went up 8 wins. Drafted Patrick Ewing, kind of lucked into the first pick through the Knicks. 61 wins. Very cool. All right, we've got the Celtics 8 games back. The Bulls did win their second game. Congrats to them. In the West, the Lakers, 4.5 games up on the Blazers. The Heat, MJ is going to maybe have some... I don't think he's won a series in the playoffs. The Bulls might have only made the playoffs once with him. Maybe twice. Jazz and Spurs down there at the bottom. So the Bulls, it's still showing Sean Elliott or Tim Hardaway. That Jazz pick is looking third so far. It's telling me Glenn Rice or Sean Elliott. Which, Glenn Rice, it would be hard to pass him up. If I got Kemp, he could be maybe the power forward in waiting for Clark Kellogg, but it's kind of going to be Rodman. I don't know how long I'll keep Rodman at small forward. Where's my Warriors pick? Still 17th. Tom Hammonds, B.J. Armstrong, George McLeod. And then that's the one I got rid of. Now the Bulls have it. Cool. What else can we look at? Let's look at league leaders here real quick, and that can be the end of it. So points, Dominique averaging 32. That's 5 more than anybody else. Ewing is 11th, right ahead of MJ. He's up to 23. Rebounds, we got 16 guys averaging double figures. Arvidas getting 19 and 10 in year 3. Helps that Willis is out of the way. Mailman getting 17 and 11. Unfortunately, he's not going up anymore, it seems. He was 82 last season. Huh. He's also not shooting as well as he probably should be. This 52 is probably the more realistic one. Thorpe's 6th, Ewing's 4th. Bill Lambier's just annihilating everybody. I guess they don't have anybody else on their team that can rebound. Stockton, for the first time, is beating Magic. He's been close-ish before. Nobody else is over 10. Isaiah getting 20 and 8 on his new team. Derek Harper is in 10th. Thankfully, that dropped down a little bit. That was showing 9 point something before. Still surprised he's not scoring more, but that's okay with me, as long as it means Ewing and Kellogg are scoring. He's also top 10 in steals, as well as Stockton. Jordan 6th, Drexler and Thomas leading. Blocks, Ewing is 4th. We got Larry Nance here. Turnovers, Stockton's unfortunately top 10 there as well. Barkley and Richmond fouling a lot. Michael Jordan leading the league in field goals, followed by Magic and Dominique. Same guys that are always up there for some reason. Dominique shooting 2 more shots than anybody. 3-pointers, Joe Dumars not shooting many, but shooting them good. Pippen, Michael Jordan's up there. Here's Chris Mullen. The most threes in the league, Dale Ellis, 2.9 per game. There's Sunvold. Maybe that's why he's not in the three-point contest. He's hurt too. Free throw percentage, lots of good guys. Sam Perkins is up there, 92%. Michael Jordan leading, 96%. Robinson, Olajuwon. Hoping Ewing's up here somewhere. He's 11th. All right, and on that note, we'll call it a night. Be crazy to see where this season ends. But first, we'll be seeing if we can break our record on team record, and then beyond that, see if we can get a three-peat. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you are enjoying. Let me know if there's anything I can do different. Till next time, Shoe Check Redemption's out.